I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. This time we've got a bit of a double bill of a couple of new beers from the Harviestoun brewery in Alva, Scotland. The first one we're going to be looking at is a pale ale called The Ridge. It says on the back, it says it's a mid-Atlantic, the mid-Atlantic ridge is where the two tectonic plates meet at almost the midpoint between America and Scotland. This is geographical symmetry in mind. We've created a union between American Amarillo and British hops to produce a distinct US style ale with Scottish origins, quaffable with a seismic depth of flavour. Yeah, anyway, so let's dive in. So yeah, it mentioned Amarillo, which I'm a big fan of Amarillo, especially when it's all kind of like big and fruity and juicy and it's bags of kind of orange. That's my preferred element of Amarillo. Let's see what we get from this. So I'm going to pour all of it. So, beer in there, that's absolute perfect clarity. I mean, probably lightly filtered, but they never suffer from anything by doing that. And personally, it's good news for me because I can drink it all because I don't want any of that dirty sediment in my glass. But yeah, so not much of a head. It's got a honey colour to it actually. Get a good swirl. Yeah, really nice honey colour. Thin film of white froth on top. Just give it a good swirl, a good sniff. Good for sniffing this glass. Yeah, you're definitely getting a big wheat note in there, because it does mention there is wheat in this. You do definitely get that in like that kind of fresh open box of shredded wheat, or kind of Weetabix or something. Oh, you're getting a lovely zest of kind of lemon, unripened pineapple, sharp grapefruit juice. There's a hint of something a bit more kind of definitely British at the back end, which adds a slightly kind of softened lemon, kind of slightly spiced lemon thing. Gooseberry, lychee. There's a hint of, yeah, real kind of like fragrant herbal note, which makes me, it's a little bit between kind of a bit like lemon balm or something like that. Lemon thyme, something like that. Yeah, there's a real prominent lemon honey note. Oops, excuse me, I'm slopping it everywhere. I'm getting too excited because I've got a nice bold glass with loads of room to swill it. But that's a really nice beer. It's got a lot of kind of qualities that you expect from something a bit more sessionable, but then it's got a bit more on top of that. Encouraging start from the nose anyway, so let's dive in. Cheers. Interesting. Really dry and sharp and citrusy, slightly chalky. That's my first impression. It is when as soon as it gets in your tongue, it sharpens up and then it softens out and you get a bit more flavour, but the initial note is really kind of like, it's uber dry, it's like poof. Yeah, actually no, it's a bit more watery now. So maybe my taste buds getting used to it. That's really nice. That's a lovely drinkable, quaffable session ale. Good job, because I've got a couple of bottles of this. Oh, there's a lovely length to it and a lovely consistent flavour. It's nice. Initially, there's a grass, like freshly cut grass now. There's a unripened pineapple. There is softer kind of grapefruit flesh. There is but primarily the big thing that jumps out for me is this lovely lemon juice, excuse me. It's well carbonated, but not too much. There's a slightly chalky flavour, like candy canes, that kind of thing. A prickle of something that's maybe, I don't know, it's because it's a Scottish brewery. There's something slightly brackish about this. There's something a bit kind of hedgerow. Definitely that grass and flat leaf parsley thing comes through. Maybe a hint of bay leaf. There's a sharpness and a hint of sugary lemon sherbet. And then it ends slightly floral, and then a hint of kind of nettle or kind of green tea to a certain degree. That's lovely. I'm not. It's not a bad thing that I've got a couple of bottles of that. So that's the first one. That's The Ridge from Harviestoun. 4.5% ABV. Very nice actually. I'm not sure I'm getting a shed load of Amarillo. If you'd told me it was Cascade, I think I'd have been a bit more kind of convinced of that's what the hop was. So it's got a nice lemony thing going on. Nice though. So this is the second one. I should have shown you the bottle before I opened it. How rude of me. It's called Broken Dial, and they call it an amber ale, 4.5% ABV. I wanted to go slightly, I'm more inclined to go kind of pale to dark opposed to kind of like through strength for me personally. I think that always kind of works out anyway. But yeah, I mean, once again, a very American style kind of like range here, pale and an amber. They're core beers in a lot of American breweries kind of permanent lineup. This one, and saying that, it says, I'll give you the little blurb. I don't have to read this, but I think it's nice and succinct. It's got some important things in there. It says, this gloriously amber-coloured ale is one of our brewers' timeless classics, made with what is often considered the freshest hop on earth, namely the Simcoe hop. The result is a fruity finish with distinctly malty undertone. See, I don't give a shit about all that kind of like, oh, people go, oh no. Tasting notes, you make it up in your own mind. I mean, if it's malty, it's going to be bloody malty and hoppy. It's hot beer, innit? Unless it's lambic. Don't matter. Don't matter. Read them, research, know a bit about your beer before you drink it. Nothing wrong with that. The result is a fruity finish with distinct, you know who I'm talking to, and malty undertones. Take a sip whilst time stands still to discover the first quenching, palate alleviating ale. So, excuse the branded glassware. I mean, Mikkeller glassware. I ain't got any Harviestoun glasses, Ewan. It's not a hint. Not a subtle hint. Anyway, I've got too many glasses. My wife would kill me. You know what we like as beer geeks. Can't get enough nice looking glassware, but our other halves lament the situation. So once again, perfect clarity of the beer this time. A lovely chestnut colour. I'll try and generate a bit of a head without sloshing it everywhere. Oh, there we go. A little bit of, I mean, obviously this glass isn't the best one for a head, but you're getting a slightly off-white, slightly beige tint to a quite soapy looking head. But the beer in the glass is lovely, that lovely clear chestnut colour. Not as amber as you'd expect. It looks like best bitter in a lot of ways. So let's give it a sniff. Ooh, interesting. I'm not sure if I'm getting a shitload of Simcoe, but that smells quite nice and amber-like. You mean, you're getting you are getting the dankness from a Simcoe, I'd say. I don't think you're getting any of that kind of like, people say cat piss, but I'm going to say ammonia because I don't want to get in near cat piss, to be honest. But I'm getting that slight ammonia note. Getting wet leaves. I'm getting kind of apricot, chestnut. There's once again a spicy note in the background, maybe a hint of nutmeg, maybe fresh ginger. Definitely, yeah, actually that dankness is coming through a bit more now. Topsoil, yeah, wet leaves weirdly. I know I say that once in a while, but it's definitely that kind of like, you're walking around in a slightly kind of like wooded area or something, you get that kind of like smell of kind of wet, damp leaves. There's, yeah, a hint of chestnut. There's a soapy lemon thing going on in there. That smells nice. There's a spiced orange peel. Smells nice, and I think it's bringing out an interesting amount of Simcoe in that. That's interesting. So let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Initially, nice. I mean, it grabs you straight away. And unlike the other one, which I think had quite an extended flavour, this is all quite immediate. Those flavours are quite aggressive, hop nose. I think it's a combination of the Simcoe, which is definitely on the danker side of things, and slightly more kind of grapefruity opposed to the, once again, I often get a kind of like synthetic strawberry from Simcoe when it's used in abundance, but when it's used a bit more sparingly, I think you get some nicer flavours from it, and this is getting those nicer flavours. I'm not just saying that, because you might have seen a lot of beers, reviews of me drinking Simcoe beers going, struggling with that kind of like that conflict of my mind about everybody loves this hop, but it just doesn't quite do it for me. But I think it's working nicely with some nice once again, chestnut in the colour, chestnut in the aroma, chestnut in the flavour. That sweeter roasted chestnut, definitely. Nice dry grapefruit, hint of papaya, but that's kind of like truncated in by a more spicy thing. Maybe that's coming from a hint, maybe crystal malt, maybe amber malt, things like that. There's a drying. There is a nice dry grapefruit thing going in there. Lemon peel ends with a tang, slightly floral, slightly perfumed, back of the throat. But then with a lovely, more demerara sugar thing going on, which kind of softens out those edges. Couple of really nice beers actually. So that one was. I'll show you both again. So that one was Broken Dial, which is a 4.5% ABV amber ale with Simcoe and other hops, which they don't mention. But there you go. They're the pair. Get online, check them out. That's harviestoun.com, HARVIESTOUN.com. Definitely worth checking out. These are the kind of beers that you might see in your supermarket. I think they're trying out some relatively new recipes, some new ideas, and to be honest, I think they'd work because they're really palatable, but then they've got a nice, interesting edge to them. But there's nothing weird and insipid about them. I think they just do their job really nicely. So, couple of lovely beers from Harviestoun. Get online, check these out. Big thanks to Ewan up at Harviestoun for sending this. Have you noticed? I'm saying Harviestoun, not Harviestoun, like some weird kind of some weird 1980s comedy character scene and talking in some ridiculous Scottish accent. Sorry about that. I don't know until somebody tells me I'm doing it wrong. Zach Avery told me Harviestoun. He knows better than me. I trust Zach. Anyway, we got there in the end. Harviestoun. A couple of lovely beers from the Harviestoun Brewery. Anyway, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. See you next time. Sorry about the waffle. Cheers.